Welcome back to Everything Homestead. I'm Terry. Today I'm going to show you my food pantry. This is a room in the house in my basement that at one time was just an alcove that we really didn't know what to do with. And so my wife and I decided, let's put some walls up around it, put a barn door, sliding barn door on it, and let's make it a food pantry. So let's go take a look. So here we are, and this shelving unit is a shelving unit. I found the design online somewhere, probably YouTube. I can't remember where. And so I liked the thought of it. I looked this up months ago, so I can't remember where I got the design idea from. It seemed nice and strong. I put it together. I can't believe how strong it was. Let me show you from a video I took a few days ago of me putting this together. Actually, there's two of these in here. There's this one I did about a week ago. Yesterday, I made a video of the one I made for the other side of this room, so there's two of these. So I'm out here in my workshop working on the second shelving unit that's going to be put into my food pantry. And I got a few of the pieces, well actually I got all the pieces cut out that I'm going to show you here in a second. I got my saw set up, got my table saw ready. I'm going to cut some OSB in just a minute to cover up the shelf. Got my extra 2x4s here. So here's the framing of each shelf. I don't have this one fastened together yet, I just laid it out, but I've got all the pieces, all the cross member pieces stacked up there ready to go. I'm going to make 6 of these for 6 shelves. I've got all the long ends ready to go. I've got the uprights, the 4 corners, all cut up, ready to go and marked. I have the support spacer blocks right there, ready to go. Get a little closer, you can see I marked all these boards out. So this is the floor coming up. I'm going to put one of these support blocks up there. It goes right up to that line that I drew in there. This space represents where this shelf is going to sit. Across here is going to sit down on this board for really good support. This little couple of lines here is where the OSB sits. And then it just repeats. Put the next piece in, line it up, and so on. Next shelf, OSB, and all of it goes up to 6 feet at the top. So just thought I'd give a little glimpse of how this all gets pieced together. The OSB goes on here. I'm going to fasten these together. I'm going to put some construction adhesive down to help hold the OSB down. But that's pretty much it. It's a pretty easy assembly. There's some YouTube videos that other people have put out. That's where I got this idea from. Mine is a freestanding shelf. Some of the ones on YouTube, they attach to the wall, but these are super strong. I'll show you in a little bit how strong they are. So I'm at the stage now where I've got this thing started with the first shelf installed. I got the OSB on top of the frame. There's the next frame I'm going to use. Got to sit in here. Like I was showing you earlier, I put in these little 2x4 supports underneath here, and that's what these sit on. That's what the shelf sits on. Then the uprights get attached to the side of it. So for the next 5 shelves I'm going to put on here, just work my way up, put one of these in all 4 corners, set the next shelf down, and away we go. So I'm just shy of 200 pounds. All I'm putting on this shelving unit is different varieties of food, canned food, and so on. This is how strong this is. So as you can see, these things are really strong. For my space here, this room being 5 foot by 6 foot or so, the floor space, this has the floor, which is storage space, and it has 6 shelves on this unit. And my wife is in charge of the arrangement here of these bins to organize everything on here. And she came up with a great idea. And it's these little storage bins that we can store the jars in. And I've designed these spacings to accommodate quart jars and with a little bit of extra space on top of that. And I don't think we have many things that are much bigger than a quart jar for most of the food that we keep here. And so for the canned items that we do have, you can see that you can just slide it out. You can keep a rotation of the supplies you have. They lay on their sides, they roll forward and you want something. These bins go in and out pretty easy. And she tried to categorize everything by soups and stews, applesauce, and so on. There's some jelly over here. And I wouldn't be surprised if my wife comes back with the label maker here, and she probably will alphabetize everything too. And up top, there's some baskets that are up here, and they just hold some of the real light items, like some crackers, chips, or something like that, and something that won't be too much of a hassle to grab from up in a high spot. And so this turned out fantastic as far as what we're looking for storage space. And we had the traditional, like the shelving units you get in the store, and they have typically 5 shelves on them, and you can adjust where you want those 5 shelves, but you end up, if you want to get as much space use out of it as you can, you end up taking your soups, you put one on the shelf, and you stack another one, and then you stack another one, trying to just fill up the space and make use of the space. And that gets to be a problem. So we come up with this. Works much, much better. Better use of the space that we have. Get a lot more stuff in here than with the other shelf. And this one's built to fit the space, where the other one is, 30 inches by 18 deep or 24 inches by 16 deep. And it's hard to get a shelving unit to fit your space, as well as just making one for yourself. So just to briefly go over what we have here, I'm going to grab the camera here a little bit. So you can see we've got the shelves up here. Up here we've got, there's like a little dehydrated fruit in this one, and stuff like that all the way across the top. And one of them's probably got some coffee in it or something. So like in this section here, we've got the soups, we've got some vegetables coming in down here. And this is where we have vegetable borscht. No idea what that is, but my wife likes it, so we've got it. We've got some beef stew. This stuff is awesome. Over here, we've got 1 jar of chili left, homemade chili. Best food ever. You got to try the homemade chili stuff sometime. We've got these are some vegetables. My wife put together some vegetables for a roast. So if you ever have a roast you want to make, if you have the roast, put a crock pot in the oven, whatever, pre-made veggies, just dump that in. Quick, easy preparation for a meal. And down here we just have some pumpkin pie filling, and we have some jellies, jams, and we have some applesauce. Look at this, go down here. And we have some different soups, more soups. This is some homemade sloppy joe mix. It's pretty awesome, pretty easy to do, pretty easy to make. It's already pre-cooked. You just got to heat it up and you got yourself some sloppy joe. You got some more, there's some peas, corn, fruit cocktail, some peaches. Got some canned peppers. We've got some bread and butter pickles, a variety of energy drinks, some pinto beans, and down here, just some different flavoring seasonings and sweeteners and some flour and stuff like that down on the bottom. Heavier stuff down there in these totes. They slide in and out so easy. The reason why we did all this is we ended up putting new tile in on the floor. Thought since we're going to do tile, we had everything moved out of here, let's put some decent shelves in here. I'll leave a link in the description if you are interested in these type of storage solutions, these storage bins. They do slide out really nice so you can see what you have. Way to the back, you can grab what you want out of it. There are a couple different sizes we have here, but you can pretty much find the size bin that you need for your application. If you happen to be in an area that's prone to earthquakes, which I'm not, but if you are, these help because they got a lip rate in front of all these things. If you get a heck of an earthquake, I'd imagine the whole thing would come off the shelf, but overall, this would help hold everything in place, especially if you've got a lot of canning jars like we have. So that's the one side. Just finished putting in the second shelving unit, and it fits on the other side of this room. It's a duplicate, same thing. We haven't put anything on these shelves yet, obviously, but This is going to be a lot of welcome space for what we've got sitting out in the hallway over here ready to be put in. This is probably enough food between this side and that side. We have 3 people in our house right now, and I mean we have our kids, I suppose, that would come over too, but it'd be enough to supply 3 people with enough food for maybe 3 months, maybe 4 months tops. So it might look like it's going to be a lot of food, but if tough times ever hit, who knows what's going to happen. There's wars going on all over the place in this world. Something ever happens, this really isn't that much food. So you got to think about how much food you really need, how many people you're going to feed. This is a good start, though. It's better than nothing. If the grocery stores close down someday, we'd be just fine for some time till they open up again. So hopefully you've got your own food supply started, and so you don't have to depend on others when something happens, and you don't have to worry about something as simple as eating the food. It's a super, super strong shelving design, not just for your food applications. You could put this in your garage, in your shop, or wherever. You can put a lot of weight on these things that are super strong. So thanks for watching. Hope this gives you some inspiration, some ideas of what you can do at your place. Check out the link in the description if you want to get yourself some of these types of bins. And I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.